Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Owen Ray Main again with another instructional video. This time it's going to be about the Bitcoin funding team. This is another stream of income for me and for a lot of others. People are joining this thing like crazy. You need to have your questions answered. This whole training is about the top questions that we are getting. I will now proceed to play the video.
Folks, we're going to I'm gonna take just a quick 30 seconds here and kind of lay the ground rules for the call, or what our goal is to accomplish. This call is going to be more of a fireside chat setting, in that we're going to go back and forth between each one of the gentlemen that are on this side of the call. And if you were to ask me what is the specific intent of this call or the specific intent of this recording, it would be for each and every person that is part of Bitcoin funding team to have a grasp on every one of the questions that we're going to cover. Now, as you listen to the call, you're going to think, oh my gosh, there's so much information being shared. But you're going to notice that as we go from the top of these questions down through them and head to the bottom and wrap up the call, that you're going to find that all this information is intertwined and connected, but we're taking the time to break down about 30 or so questions, all right? And I want to challenge everybody, for those of you that are new to this. I'm going to ask a question. Do you understand that when your matrix is full, that it potentially pays 84 Bitcoin a month? Now, if you Google what Bitcoin was worth today and you multiply that number by 12, you know that number is in and around $1 million. Okay, that is a huge amount of USD or whatever currency you want to turn it into. But here's the question that I want to set the tone. I want to tap your mind's eye here. Do you think there might be a process that has to be followed? Okay, think about that one. Do you think there's a process, a set of instructions? You are dealing with a worldwide cryptocurrency that is traded. So do you think following directions just might be of the utmost importance? And so this call is designed to help the masses, and that's where we're going to start here. So I'm going to just turn this over to John for the first question, and we're just going to roll. We're all looking at the same list of questions, and then if any one of us has something that we want to quickly add, we'll just kind of chime in at the end of each question. But guys, you know the routine. You've got the email in front of you, so let's get after it. John, go ahead and start with you.
You know, people always ask, why do you got to get on the call? What's the purpose for introductory call? And really, the simple, blunt answer is really to get the message out on what you're doing. Whether you completely understand it or you care about that person and you want to help them, that's what these calls are for. And that's, even the greatest quarterbacks in the world continue to watch film. They continue to absorb what the process is, even though they know how to throw a slant pattern, even though it's simple to ask some questions and drive them to some information on a website. It's still just it's the process of, repeat, and obviously as you repeat something that works, that's the whole point of these calls. So you don't have to not know everything on what we're doing today, but you're going to adapt the term earn while you learn. So if you want to jot that down, you're going to earn while you learn. And the cool thing is as you get the donations from the crowdfunding, it will absolutely, change your life in the most positive way. But really the whole key to these calls, the reason why there's an introductory call, the reason why there's a training call, is to let people learn on different learning curves, and that's what it's all about. It's being open and understanding what we're doing, and if you don't understand it, the calls will do it for you. So right back to you, Jim.
Go ahead and jump in, Eric. Yep.
Hey, yeah, Jim. One of the biggest questions I get is, what is Bitcoin? Bitcoin is a worldwide currency, guys. It's a currency that we're going to see more and more of every day in our futures. There's so many articles, YouTube pages out there that you can check out, about Bitcoin. You can go to bitcoin.com. You can read articles on Bitcoin every day. But what we use Bitcoin for in our platform is a person-to-person payment. And when I say payment, Bitcoin is just like a bank or a financial institution, and it needs to be treated as a bank or a financial institution. Everybody I bet I get a call a day from somebody that can't find their wallet address, or they don't know what their wallet address is, or they don't know what their wallet identifier is. They forgot their password, things like that, guys. When we go to a bank and we put money into a bank that we bank at every day, a local banking branch or office, those people take care of a lot of that for us. Well, they're also a third-party fiduciary in that setting, and they charge us a fee for that. The blockchain has taken the fee out of banking. So the fee is so minute that you don't even notice the fee when you use blockchain. And when you use blockchain, the Bitcoin money stays in your pocket, guys. So, one of the things I want to point out is, what is Bitcoin? Bitcoin is your bank or financial institution, and we need to treat it as a bank or a financial institution. But a Bitcoin is a way of trading currency in the future, that we will be able to trade currency all the way across the world within nanoseconds. And there is no third-party fiduciary that has to guarantee that the transaction happened, because we're using Bitcoin and because the hashtags prove that the transaction took place. A lot of people ask me, what is the value of Bitcoin? Well, Bitcoin is a currency, so its value changes on a daily basis, guys. I had a guy call me yesterday, ask me what was 84 Bitcoin worth, and I said, Google it real quick and take a look. I said Bitcoin's a little over $1,000 today, so I said it's worth roughly $84,000, and he kind of chuckled and he said, "You really think I can do that? Make 84 Bitcoin a month?" And I said, "Sure you can." I said, "You just got to dig in, go to work, and tell all your friends." So it's a very, very powerful tool that we're utilizing with the platform of Bitcoin Funding Team, guys. The next question I get a lot of, guys, is what is crowdfunding? What is crowdfunding? And I thought about it for a long time, and I was going to try to give a logical explanation. But you know what, guys? In the meantime, I went to Wikipedia and I went to the Webster Dictionary and I looked up crowdfunding. And to my amazement, this is what I found. And you know what? I wasn't going to do this, but I'm going to tell you exactly what it says on Wikipedia, because it is exactly what we are here on this call tonight with Bitcoin Funding Team. Exactly what it says here, guys. Hear me out. Crowdfunding is a practice of funding a project or venture by raising monetary contributions from a large number of people. That is what we are, guys. Crowdfunding is a form of crowdsourcing of alternate finance. So think about that, guys. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing here. We're helping each other. We're helping each other raise monetary contributions by a large number of people. Now, if you read on, I want to read this to you guys, because it's very, very important. You know, it says exactly what we are doing here. Okay, it says, although the concept can be executed through mail order or subscriptions, benefit events, or other methods, it's often performed by internet mediated registries. The modern crowdfunding model is generally based on three types of actors. Okay, I want to talk about our type of actor. Okay, it is the idea or the project to be funded, individual or groups who support the idea, and a moderating organization, in parentheses, the platform. That's what we have, guys, a platform that brings the parties together to launch the idea. Think about that, guys. Think about what I just said, and think about what I just told you. It is 100%, without a doubt, exactly what we are doing with Bitcoin Funding Team. So what is crowdfunding? It's like-minded individuals coming together to help each other with a common cause, guys. Exactly what it says there. So I'm going to flip it over to Thomas. Thomas, are you here yet?
Actually, I'm going to jump in here because I've been monitoring the moderator side. So I'm going to take that next one based on the email that Thomas had sent out earlier from admin. So when we look at Bitcoin Funding Team, and Eric just summed up what Bitcoin Funding Team was, the next question I'm going to go over is, do we have a website for Bitcoin Funding Team, and how does it function? I'm not going to go into great detail on this particular question, but the obvious, bitcoinfundingteam.com. So you have the public side and the private side to manage your donations and the matrix and the upgrades and this type of thing. I know Eric and I were on a call earlier with Thomas, a three-way call, and it was interesting because he was all excited because the programmers had actually run the system, simulated 12 months of pounding, which is a computer term where they pound the website, and they'd simulated it with 500,000 members, and everything was rock solid. So why is that important? Well, what's going to happen here is the website was rolled out Sunday night around 6:30 Central Standard Time 3 days ago. And so what you're seeing, those of you that are on this call, are literally part of the beginning of what Bitcoin Funding Team is. All right, whatever terminology you'd want to use to explain the timing of this event and this crowdfunding project that we're all participating in. So that's very exciting. So what does this mean? I would say this: when you're watching the website, I've had some calls in the last 3 days. We watched admin take care of. There were some emails that weren't coming back. Not everybody, but there was groups. It was kind of funny. There was groups of emails where they weren't confirming. And this is the tip from this particular training call. If you have an issue, do not continue to repeat the activity thinking the response is going to be different. And I would use the analogy of getting your vehicle fixed. I was talking to Eric this morning, and once in a while Eric and I get on the phone. It's kind of like Comedy Central. I said, Eric, if you take your vehicle to the car dealership and they have to drop a new engine in it, when they go to turn the key, do they expect all the belts, the hoses, the spark plugs, the fuel injectors, the timing, everything to be working exactly proper, or do they take it out and they test drive it? And they come back and they tune it, and then they fix, and that's exactly what goes on. And so for those of you that are not high tech, which neither Eric or myself or John or Stan are, I would never consider us to be high level programmers, but it's common sense to know that there's programmers that are taking care of this as we go, which is a really cool deal. So Eric, I'm going to flip it back to you. Let's just keep on a rolling here.
You bet, Jim. Thanks a lot. Hey, guys, one of the other questions that I get a lot is, when I'm talking to people out and about Bitcoin Funding Team is, how much is the initial donation to participate in Bitcoin Funding Team? Guys, that is as a simple answer as I can give you. It's $100 one time out of pocket, and it comes back to you with the very first person that you ask to join you in Bitcoin Funding Team. Now, think about this for a minute, guys. How many people out there do not have one friend that believes in them? I guarantee you not a person on this call, okay? So here's what I tell them. It costs you nothing. It costs you absolutely zero to get involved with Bitcoin Funding Team, because as soon as you tell your first friend and the light bulb comes on and they realize what they can do with Bitcoin Funding Team, there's no out-of-pocket expense really, guys. It's $100 one time. But the minute you tell somebody and they get excited about it and they want to come on board, they want to join you in your venture, it's zero. It's zero, guys. So think about this for a minute. When we're going to see people and we're telling people about this, yes, it's $100 one time out of pocket. But here's the thing that I like to tell my people, okay? It's $100 one time out of pocket, but how many times can I put that $100 back in your pocket by leveraging it for a coin worth over $1,000 bucks? So think about that. You're telling them it costs $100, but you're going to leverage that with like-minded people that you know to put a coin worth $1,000 back in your pocket. So it doesn't take very long to do the math and figure it out, guys. You just have to tell a couple of people, get them involved, get them on your team with you, and start building. And if you do that, guys, you will reap the rewards many times over, many times over. Just to give you an analogy of where we're at today, guys, I can't tell you the specific numbers of people that we have gotten involved, but in less than 72 hours, I can tell you this much. The team that I have assembled have almost assembled over 200 people in 72 hours, guys. That is a huge number, and everybody is looking at the future. Not what it cost them to get involved, but what they're going to do with it from this point forward. So, John, I'm going to shoot it back over to you, and you can take up the next question here.
Awesome. Thanks, Eric. Another great question a lot of people have, because I'm going to say it's kind of foreign to a lot of people. They don't understand, or they've never heard of a 2x5 matrix. So what is a 2x5 matrix and how does it work? That's a question that we get quite often. And the best way to really simplify what a matrix is and what a 2x5 matrix is, it starts with you. It's a forced matrix. I'm going to explain what a forced matrix is, and we also have dynamic compression. So a forced matrix works like this. You get involved with Bitcoin funding team. When you share this with somebody, what's going to happen is they're going to show up on level 1. There's where the two people go. You have your first person, you have your second person. Level 1 is filled. That's where you get the 2 from. Now it's by 5, so it goes by 5 levels, filled left to right, from the top down. The beautiful thing is, and what Thomas has created with Bitcoin funding team, is as the people come in the business, because it's not the business, the crowdfunding, what the people do is this, is as they come in and they give their donation, it builds from the top down. It goes from 2, now you're going to go on level 2, which is 4, and you go to 8, so you're timesing it by 2. 2, 4, 8, 16, 32. That's what a 2x5 matrix is. Again, it fills from left to right, from the top down, and as the people get into the matrix, those donations are going to go to the person they fall into in the matrix. They fall under in the matrix. So, and here's the beautiful thing. It's because it's a residual matrix. Every 30 days, your blockchain, which is important to understand all this stuff, and we're going to go over that here in a little bit, is that's where you go through the different levels, and you're going to pay to go to the level, go to your blockchain. You're never going to have to come out of pocket again. And that is what a 2x5 matrix is, and it's with dynamic compression. So I'm going to flip it over to Jim, and Jim is going to tell you another big question we get all the time.
I'm going to actually, I'm just going to cover it real quick, more on the compression. What is the compression? What does that mean, and how does it work? And you'll notice on the front end, the first 48 hours, people have 48 hours to fund their account and go through the process. And we've got some questions on that process here. But this is where, when I talk to people, I say, look, here's what crowdfunding is, and I go through what it is that we're exactly doing. But I always let them know this: there's a caveat, there's a catch, and the catch is, this is how I literally talk to people. If I'm talking to Eric, the catch is, are you a person that can literally follow directions and execute? And it's funny because everybody will always say, oh yeah, I'm really good at following directions. Okay, because multitasking can be the kiss of death here. You want to work slow and methodical in the setup process. And here's what we find out: if people don't fund in the first 48 hours, that's their first exposure or experience with compression. They will actually just be compressed out of the system, right? Because they didn't go and get the funding process. Now, I could go down several rabbit trails as to why I believe that happens. I'm going to tell you the biggest reason I believe, after observing this and watching, is I think in the last 60 years, I think there's so many millions of people that have been in some sort of network marketing type business, right, which is not what we're doing, that they're used to just filling out an app, checking an auto ship, and waiting for their products to come in, or whatever the business is that they're doing. They don't realize that at the point of beginning, the sign-up means nothing here. They have to go through the rest of the steps, and that's what validates the matrix that John is referring to, and it's a beautiful thing. It really is. And so the other part is, you're going to have 5 days to execute your upgrade with a 3-day grace period. So you're given 8 days when the upgrades are taking place, and I'm not going to explain upgrades right now, or again, people that are inactive, that are just there, are going to be compressed out of the matrix. And so again, that's very important. Doesn't it make sense for those of you that are sitting here listening to that for the first time? You might say, well, gosh, is that a good thing? It's a very good thing, because now you're taking the crowd that actually wants to fund the project. You're compressing active people together to come together for a common cause, a common goal, and have that unity, that mission in mind. So, Eric, I'm going to flip it back to you.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Jim. one of the other questions I get many times a day is how does Bitcoin funding team pay on each level? It pays according to the level that you are on. So basically, the first level pays you 1/10 of a Bitcoin for the first 2 people that come on board with you. Okay. One thing I want to point out that I want to make sure everybody understands: the newest person or the last person that joined gets paid first. Okay, on every person that comes in. So I don't care if you're number 64, you're number 92, or you're number 6,435. When you come on board with Bitcoin Funding Team and you bring your first person on board, you get paid first, okay? It doesn't pay from the top down. It pays from the bottom up. That is one of the most beautiful things about the system. Many times we have been in other things where we get left behind because everybody above us made all the money and got paid, and you never made a nickel. That is the beauty of this program. We are going to show the first people that come on board with us that they're going to get paid before we do. The beauty of the matrix is it pays 1/10 of a Bitcoin on level 1 for the first 2 people that come on board with you. The next 2 people that come on board with you on your level 2 or your stage 2 pays 2/10 of a Bitcoin times 4, okay? The next one is stage 3. It's 4/10 of a Bitcoin times 8. There's 8 people on your third stage or your third level. On your fourth level is where it gets really, really fun, guys. It gets outstandingly exciting. I mean, I can't tell you how exciting it gets because you get 1 full Bitcoin for all 16 people on your level 4. And on your level 5, I'm pretty sure at this point you're screaming from the rooftops because you're getting 2 Bitcoins for every person on your level 5, and those 2 Bitcoins equal 64 Bitcoins total. 2 Bitcoins times 32 people is 64 Bitcoin. And I'm going to put that in layman's terms for everybody. That is $64,000, guys. Now, what I want to explain about this real quick so that everybody understands. You get paid on your level 1s when your level 1s become level 1s. You get paid on level 2 when your 4 level 2s become level 2s. Same way with level 3. You get paid on level 3 when your level 3s become level 3s, okay? And on down the system. So I want to point that out. I know people still have some questions about that, and we actually just shot a video yesterday when John was here with me, and we're going to be posting that up real soon, Jim, for everybody to look at. But, it's not confusing. It's just you got to understand it a little bit. But that's the pay schedule on Bitcoin Funding Team, and again, the very last person that got in gets paid first, guys. Back over to you, Jim.
Absolutely. I'm going to go through this one pretty quick. How do I build a 2x5 matrix, or what tips do you have? Folks, this is kind of a broad question. I would say this, the biggest tip I would have is going back to question 1. Why do we do training calls and introductory calls in the first place? So the biggest tip I would have is leverage or harness the power of when Thomas does calls or when Sam does calls, and I've heard them talk about some amazing people that are coming on board and working with them. Grab whoever you can. Use a 3-way call to help explain what crowdfunding is and Bitcoin Funding Team. But the tips specific to filling the matrix. Understand that a matrix fills top to bottom, left to right.
Jim, you still there?
Hello?
Well, I think Jim must have got kicked off the call, but he'll call back in. So I'm gonna go to the next question. I'm gonna explain. We always get a lot of people asking, what is the power of 2? Why is it a 2x5? Well, it's as simple as this. When you share it with 2, you hear it quite often across the world. Hey, just share this with somebody. Well, what's going to happen is you're sharing what you want. If it's a like-minded individual and they trust you, they understand what you and your friends are into, that's what you're going to share with them. Starts with 2, goes to 4, goes to 8. It doubles by 2. 2 that get 2 is 4. 4 that get 4 is 8. 8 that get 2, 16. 16 that get 2 is 32, and that's how you're going to fill up the matrix. And another analogy is, 2-4-8, everything's great. That's the play you want to run. Just like, you hear these football analogies all the time. It's, I go back to the quarterback mentality. If you're going to lead your team, you have to tell them and share with them and show them and lead by example on what you're doing, because this is a team effort. And at the end of the day, you want to help the two understand, and that's why we do these calls. Again, go back to introductory. And, that's the power of two is absolutely out of this world. You continue to do that 2 by 2 by 2 by 2, which we're doing, and we're going to change and bless a lot of people. So that's really how that is. So I want to flip it back over to Eric. We're going to answer this next question kind of together. So Eric, if you want to.
Well, here's a question I get all the time, guys, is how do I approach somebody with Bitcoin funding team? Well, I got to tell you guys, I asked that same question to myself the very first day I was involved. I said, how do I approach somebody with Bitcoin funding team? Well, I got to tell you, I'm not going to lie. I don't know why John would flip this back over to me, because let me tell you what, John's the best at this I've ever seen, ever heard, and ever will be. But I will tell you guys, he taught me this in about 30 seconds, a 30-second pitch, okay, to get people interested, involved, and interacted with you. But I'm going to let John give it to you, because this is the way John explained it to me, guys, and I've not had one person tell me they weren't interested in finding out more about Bitcoin funding team. So, John, lay it on them how you tell people what it's about, and tell them how you get them to interact with you and get involved.
It's really simple. You just ask kind of the obvious. What do you love to do? Eric, what do you love to do?
I love to hunt and fish and be outside.
Well, do you have enough money to do that every single day that probably your 9 to 5 doesn't allow you to do?
No, I got to go to work.
Well, that's awesome that you got to go to work, but we got a way to show you a way to leverage your time. And you got a smartphone? You got an Android or an Apple?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what I want you to do is I want you to go to Google. I want you to type in, what is the value of Bitcoin today?
Okay. All right.
Perfect. It's about $1,000, isn't it, Eric?
Yeah, $1,000, $1,011 it says here.
$1,011 per Bitcoin. So, Eric, how would you like to get in a vehicle to get you 84 Bitcoins per month? Potentially 84 Bitcoins per month.
That'd be awesome.
Well, if you do the math, I'm going to do it for you. That's what $84,000. So what we're going to do is, can you follow direction?
Sure.
Do you have 2 to 10 people that love to do what you do?
Yeah, hundreds.
No brainer, right? So here's what I'm going to do.
No brainer.
I'm going to send you some information, but first you can give me your information, and when I send this to you, what's a great time to get connected? I can introduce you to a couple people that are absolutely crushing this crowdfunding, and whatever your passion is, we can go chase it. Would you want to do that?
Yeah. I'm available anytime after 5 o'clock today.
Bingo. And the whole key to that whole conversation is addressing what the person likes to do. You hear it all the time. Well, I'm not a salesperson. Well, you don't need to be a salesperson. You just need to be real and ask the people what they want to do. Because I'm telling you right now, tomorrow morning when somebody gets up and there's no disrespect when I say this, when they get up in the morning and they got to go sell iPhone 37s tomorrow, they're probably not getting up early. They get up early to do the stuff they love to do. And if you can show them a vehicle to go enjoy the rest of their life, because we're here for a smidget. We're here for just a blink. And to take advantage of it and bring the people you love with you, create those memories, it's a no-brainer. So that's the easiest way to do it. Just ask what they like to do. Look up right on their phone, right in front of you. Ask them. Look up at the value of Bitcoin. From there, ask them if they want to potentially earn 84 of those a month. And reiterate to them, 84 of them is times the value you just saw on your phone. And when you're dealing with Bitcoin, you're dealing with the king of the currency. So that's what it's all about. So I'm going to flip back to you.
Yep. Yeah, Jim, are you back yet?
Yeah, I am. I just got bumped, that's all. Do you have any tips on who I should or should not approach? This, again, I'm going to keep this one short, Eric, so be ready. This kind of falls under that same tips on filling a 2x5 matrix. Yeah, actually, I think that when you're asking the question that John and Eric just covered, I would say this. One of the tips is I'll approach anybody. If I start getting a bunch of questions, I'm done. I shut it off. what if, what about this? And you can tell by the tone in their voice if they're open or not, right? People that probably have a flip phone and don't have a computer, I'm not calling. And I don't say this to be cruel. If they don't have somebody that can help run the crowdfunding project we've got with Bitcoin Funding Team, let's all just call a spade a spade. They're not going to be able to participate in this because they won't understand the questions that we're about to go through. They won't be able to execute the process. If I know that people maybe have a personality where they struggle with following directions, I know, and you know who your friends are, I may not talk to them. And these are not hard and fast rules, but there's things that I've learned over the last several days. Let's just put it that way. So, Eric, I'm going to flip it back to you.
Yeah, thanks, Jim. Hey, guys, another question I get a lot is, what is Coinbase? Well, a lot of people here haven't used Coinbase that much because they know people with Bitcoin already, and they get somebody to transfer Bitcoin to them or sell them some Bitcoin. But I want to point something out, guys, that we really need this. This is a very important issue tonight, okay? I want to point this out, and I want to make light of it, and I want everybody to really pay attention to this section, okay? What is Coinbase? Coinbase is probably the number one place to buy your Bitcoin in the U.S., okay? Or, I'm not sure about Canada or some of the other countries. They all have different exchanges. But Coinbase is where you purchase your Bitcoin, okay? And I want to make an analogy here so you all understand why it's very important to be familiar and get involved with Coinbase. Coinbase not only sells you the Bitcoin, but Coinbase also exchanges your Bitcoin to turn it back into USD so that it can be either wired or transferred to your bank account, or it can be put onto a debit card or a credit card. Now, here's what I've always been asked. Why do I need Coinbase? Why do I need it? Well, here's why you need it. Because once you become one of the team members that starts to make a little bit of money, or a little bit of Bitcoin, you're going to have to turn that into U.S. dollars at some point. Okay, guys? When you turn that into U.S. dollars, you need to be on Coinbase so that you can convert that back to your bank account or your debit or credit card. Okay? So, a lot of people are circumventing the Coinbase issue right now because many people that have joined or are on board with us already have some coin, have some Bitcoin that they are willing to either sell or trade with you to get you on board with them. But I want to stop for just a minute, and I want to urge every person out here tonight, okay, go get a Coinbase account set up. Do it. Don't ask any questions. Just do it, because this is the reasoning. Guys, we are going to grow in the next 2 to 3 weeks or 3 to 4 weeks by the hundreds, if not the thousands, guys. One person or 4 or 5 people out here or 20 people out here, we're not going to be able to fund the masses with our Bitcoin, okay? People need to be setting up their Coinbase accounts every day. Every person on board needs to have a Coinbase account, not only for funding, but also sometimes the blockchain that we use where our wallets are at gets very, very slow. Sometimes you can circumvent that pending confirmation by going to Coinbase and using Coinbase to make your donations and circumventing the slowness of the blockchain because it is getting either convoluted or jammed up with so many transactions. So I want to repeat one more time. Every person on this call tonight needs to set up a Coinbase account and make sure that they can fund at any given time. It just takes a few minutes, guys. Coinbase is very easy to use. Blockchain is actually a harder service to work than Coinbase is. I do not want to tell you to keep your money all your money in Coinbase, but keep some money in your Coinbase because you will need it eventually, or somebody you know will need it eventually. So as a team and as Bitcoin Funding Team, I want everybody to have at least some sort of Bitcoin available to them at any time, guys. So if I can say anything on this call tonight is get a Coinbase account and learn how to use that account. I have been using Coinbase for a year and a half. I have my bank account tied to it, and I have a credit card tied to it, and I have a debit card tied to it, guys. It is very safe. It is very, very, very safe. The security is out of this world. You do not have to worry about your money with Coinbase, but at the same time, you need to be able to fund the people you want to bring on board if they need help getting that funding to initially start, guys. So at the end of this call tonight, I want everybody to set up a Coinbase account so they can help each other, okay? You have to follow the directions, but it is a perfect, flawless procedure when you follow the directions, guys. So I took a little bit of time on Coinbase there, Jim, but I want to make sure they understand that Coinbase is a very vital part of Bitcoin Funding Team for everybody. Because as we grow, guys, as we grow and we get bigger and we come to the masses, everybody needs to be prepared to help out the people they're bringing on board, to set them up with blockchain, to set them up with Coinbase, and to help them get funded, guys, okay? The next thing I get asked is, what is blockchain? Well, blockchain is just another form of keeping track or records of your transactions. The blockchain makes up all of the transactions that happen throughout the day with Bitcoin all over the world. And each one of those are systematically placed in the chronological order that they happened, just like a bank ledger or a checking statement that you get through the mail from your bank every month or online every month. Those ledgers are public ledgers. So the blockchain keeps track of all the transactions that happen. You can actually go and look at your transactions once the transactions happened. It has a number. It's called a hash. That hash is distributed between the person that sends the money and the person that receives the money. So a blockchain keeps track of that, and a blockchain puts those in order as they happen, and you can actually go into those blocks, and you can actually pull out one specific transaction, and there's proof there that the person that sent the money and the person that received the money both got what they wanted. So it is a third-party fiduciary that says that the transaction happened, but it is in a string of numbers that can be proven by both the sender and the receiver. So that's what a blockchain is, guys. So the next question that I get asked a lot, how do I become a member of Bitcoin Funding Team? And how fast can I register the people in my matrix? Well, the way you become a member of Bitcoin Funding Team is you get invited. You get invited by somebody that's already a member, okay? I call it an invitation, guys. You see somebody out there that you know, you want to invite them over, hey, great. Get them on board with you. Tell them what you're looking for. You come on board, you need to find 2 to 10 people. You want to come to work with me, let's build a big team. Let's build a good team. Let's fund those things that we really need in our life. And let's use the platform at Bitcoin Funding Team to make that all happen. We can use that platform to see who comes into our group or our team, and we can build it from the top down, really wide, really deep. Guys, I'm telling you, this thing will continue to grow and grow and grow and grow. But how fast can I build that? Well, look here, guys. It's not always about how fast you can build it, but about how strong you can build it. You can build a house, really, really fast. Just use a few pieces of lumber here and there. You can probably get a roof on it, but by morning. But the first big wind that comes along is going to blow that thing over with. If we build it strong, we build it correctly with all the lumber that we need. A big wind comes along, you're going to be safe, you're going to be secure, and you're going to keep building your team, guys. So remember, it's not about the speed that you build your team in. It's about the quality of the people that you bring on board that want to build the team with you guys and that want to be in here for the long haul. That is the key to building your team, guys. This is not a 40-yard dash. It's not a quick race. It's a marathon, guys. And the people that have the marathon mentality are going to be the people that are going to be around for a long, long time as we continue to build this. Jim, back over to you.
No, absolutely. That was beautiful, by the way, those explanations. Why do we have secret Facebook groups, and how do I become part of it? Why is this message board so important? This is pretty important, folks. Many of the people, or I'm going to use the word hub, or people that are taking building their matrix into their own hands. They're taking control of their crowdfunding project. We'll start something like a secret Facebook group. We've got one called Team All Bitcoin, and I realize there's many more people on here, so just stay conceptually here on this particular question. The reason is there's no possible way anybody's going to take the time to make phone calls. So if you're not part of some sort of text blast or message board or watching your emails like the one that came from admin on these 2 calls that we're doing tonight, you're completely out of the loop. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. You're screwed, okay? Because how are you going to be part of filling a matrix from top to bottom, left to right, if you're not part of what is taking place with the movement, with the crowdfunding project? So that is very, very important, along with any websites that may be going on. We've got teamallbitcoin.com where we've posted some tutorial videos on some of the subjects that Eric just talked about. The back office is being developed and things are happening there. There's so many things that are going on. So I guess just to end this question is stay plugged in. Do not be an isolationist, okay? If you have people on your team that you're not hearing from, draw your group out. Call them. Why are you not plugged in? Are you waiting for some immaculate conception to take place that your matrix is going to fill on its own? And I know I'm throwing some humor in here, but, you know, get your people to be part of this crowdfunding project, thus the name. Over to you, John.
Awesome, Jim. You know, I'll be real quick on this one. You know, a lot of people say, well, why do we have an extra team site at Team All Bitcoin? And how is the site going to evolve in the near future? Well, it's really to keep all the information on one central site. You know, right now we have some tutorial videos on there. We have basically how to introduce somebody to what we're doing here at the Bitcoin funding team. But also, we're going to have a tab on there where you're going to be able to stay plugged in, a message board, you know, archive calls, archive, you know, webinars and things like that. But as we continue to grow, that site will evolve and be able to plug into the Twitter feeds and all that. You'll see that soon. And, you know, just be familiar with it. Write that down, teamallbitcoin.com, and go to the secret Facebook and get in that group, that secret Facebook. So I want to do that, and then flip it over to you, Eric.
Are you muted, Eric?
Yeah, one of the questions I get asked, guys, a lot, almost on a daily basis is how and why do I upgrade each step in each month, okay? Very, very important step here too, guys. I want to explain something that a gentleman asked me yesterday. He said, well, why don't I just go ahead and upgrade all the way to level 5 and just be done with the upgrades and just be ready to do it again next month? Well, you know, I want to explain this a little bit, and I'm going to take a little bit of time with this process, okay? You know, when you upgrade, you want to make sure that you're upgrading in a timely fashion, because that's what keeps the chain moving. That's what keeps everybody motivated, excited, and going, is every time you upgrade, somebody else has to upgrade too. So to put it to you in layman's terms, you know, when you get paid, you want to make sure the guy above you gets paid, and you want to make sure the person above you gets paid, and that's what keeps it going, guys. It's what keeps everybody motivated and moving. Okay, but I want to point out some things. You know, if you put $100 in one time out of pocket, and you get your first 2 people in, you're ready to upgrade to level 2. Okay, but in level 2, you get your first 2, and then you take a week or so to get your next 2 people involved. Okay. And then let's say a week later you get another 2 or 3 people involved. Well, when you get those first 2 in level 2, you're ready to upgrade to level 3. No money out of pocket, right, guys? Okay. We get to level 3, we go to 0.40, okay? We get to level 3, we get our first 2, we get our first 3, okay? Then you got to start paying attention in level 3, guys. 0.40 times 2 only equals 0.80. But it takes 1 full Bitcoin to upgrade to level 4. So what does that mean? If I upgrade too fast in level 3 and I'm not paying attention, it could potentially cost me another $200 out of pocket, guys. So look, we want to pay attention to what's happening in our level 3. We want to make sure that we get those level 3 donations, at least 3 level 3 donations, before we upgrade, because it doesn't cost us anything out of pocket, okay? So we could actually go to probably 4 in level 3 before we actually had to upgrade to level 4. But I tell everybody on my team and everybody that I talk to, go ahead and do it once you have the funds available, because the people above you are counting on you to upgrade so that they can upgrade again to the next level, guys. When you get to level 4, of course, your first 2 donations will be enough donations to upgrade to level 5. Your final upgrade is to level 5. Now, I want to back up for just a moment. I want to explain something. You do not have to upgrade all 5 positions in the first 30 days you're in the program, guys. If you only make it to level 3 in the first 30 days, okay, the next 30 days when you have to upgrade again, when your 30-day time clock starts to run out, means you only have to upgrade to level 3 again, and then you can upgrade to level 4 as you bring more people on board in that next 30 days. So I don't want anybody out there thinking that they have to upgrade to level 4, level 5, or even level 3 before you actually get the donations for those upgrades, guys. That's not what we're looking for here. We're looking for you to generate the income that you need and for the things that you need, but at the same time, we're looking for you to pay it forward, just like the crowdfunding definition explains. We're paying it forward to the people that are on board with us, the team members that come on board with us, to help them out in their everyday needs of their life. So, again, I want to recap. There are 5 levels. Once you reach level 5, you will upgrade 5 times every month. But if you only reach level 2 or level 3 in the first 30 days, those are all the upgrades you have to do until you bring more folks on board with you to upgrade to that level 4 or 5 the next 30 days or the next 60 days or 90 days, guys. So, again, it's not a race, guys. It's a long marathon that if you build it strong and you build it long, you're going to last, okay? So, again, that's how you upgrade. I know there'll still be a few questions on that, but I think if you take a look at your referral statistics at the bottom of your dashboard page and you pay attention to how those payments work out, you'll have a better understanding of exactly when to upgrade and when you have the funds to upgrade, guys. So the next question that I get asked a lot is, what happens if I don't upgrade on time? This is another very, very critical question, guys. If it's time for you to upgrade and you do not upgrade on time, the payments that come from below you will pass you. If the people below you are on a higher level than you are, if you're still on level 1 and your level 2s are on level 2, it means you missed those payments, okay? You did not get paid because they went above you because you did not upgrade. Now, I want to point something out on your monthly upgrades, guys. Your monthly upgrades are due from 30 days from the day that you upgraded to that level. So if you upgraded at level 1 on the 6th of January, your level 2 payment is due on or 5 days before the 6th of February, okay? So if your level 3 was upgraded on the 9th of January, your level 3 upgrade is due on or 5 days before the 9th of February. Now, we are going to give everybody 3-day grace period to be inactive. 3 days, guys, that's 72 hours. So basically, we'll let you upgrade 5 days early and up to 3 days late. That's 8 days. That's a week and a day, guys. But if you do not upgrade on the 8th day within the 72-hour period, you will be purged from the system. That is the dynamic compression, guys. So I want to tell everybody, if you go out of town, you go on vacation, you have a family emergency, we all know everybody that we got involved with in Bitcoin Funding Team. We know who those people are. Have somebody pay attention to your matrix for you. Have somebody help you out. Have somebody there for a backup to make sure that when you start making that Bitcoin, that they're there to help you in case you need them along the way. Okay, guys? We're all here to help each other. This is a team. So I just wanted to point that out, guys, about the upgrades and about the 3-day grace period after your 30 days is up. If you do not upgrade, you will be purged from the system. The next question is do you suggest I get in the habit of checking for upgrades daily or weekly? Look, guys, every day, check your upgrades. Check your matrix. Check your upgrades every day, at least once a day. Guys, I like to do it first thing in the morning when I get up before I go to work, and I like to do it every afternoon as soon as I get home from work. Make it a habit. Check your upgrades. See what's happened throughout the day. There's a lot of stuff going on right now, guys. Right now, I'd be checking those upgrades every 3 or 4 hours because there's a lot of people coming on board with us, and it's only going to get bigger and better, okay? So be checking your upgrades several times a day right now. And you know what? I'm going to tell you right now, I think you're going to have to check your upgrades several times every day for a long time, guys, because we're bringing a lot of people on board. A lot of people are excited, and the more excitement we create, the more people are just going to keep pounding. They're going to keep pounding in here. They're going to keep coming, and I'm not slowing down. I'm telling everybody I know, guys. So keep checking those upgrades, guys, 2, 3, 4, 5 times a day. John, I'm going to shoot it back over to you, bud.
Perfect. The next question we get all the time is, how does the matrix feel? And I'm going to be kind of blunt and brash. It works when you run the play. The play is a couple questions. They see the information, and really following the textbook system that we have. I mean, the system is pretty simple. You just have to be sure that people understand, your team understands that they need to watch the videos. A lot of people say they watched them, but it's amazing. You'll get 16, 17 different calls from the same person the same day. And it's where's the ID at? Where's the, all these different questions. But the bottom line is as long as you stay plugged in, you'll learn the system, you'll earn what you learn, and the donations coming your way. That's how you're going to fill the matrix. Just simple, follow directions, stay plugged in. I'm going to flip it back to you, Mr. Eric.
Thank you. Hey, guys, this is one of the most important questions of the night as well. I don't know why they give me all the important questions, but they just did, I guess. I get asked this question almost on a daily basis as well. How long can Bitcoin funding team last? Well, I got to tell you guys something. I met Thomas just probably 6 short weeks ago. I met Thomas and I talked a few times, and the gentleman helped me out. He helped me out when I didn't know anything about what anything was. I'm not a network marketer. I'm a cattle rancher from Missouri. I haven't done any networking or any person-to-person stuff for almost 15 years, guys. I'm just an everyday guy. I get up, put my pants on the same way everybody else does. But I looked out, and I tried to find somebody to explain things to me. And Thomas kind of took me under his wing a little bit, and he kind of showed me some things, and he kind of helped me out, and he kind of walked me down the path. He kind of held my hand, in other words to say. And you know what? I grew in an intimate relationship with this guy because you know what? Every time I called, he answered the telephone for me. He said, "Hey, what can I help you with? And what can I do for you today?" Or if I had a problem, he was there to help, or he was there to explain it to me. So I want to revert back to the question was, how long can Bitcoin funding team last? Well, I got to tell you guys, I think Bitcoin funding team can last a long, long, long time. And there's only one reason that I feel that way. And I'm going to tell you up front. I feel like Bitcoin funding team is going to last a long, long time because of the leadership we have in Mr. Thomas DeLuca. Gentleman is nothing but one of the nicest, forthright people that I've ever encountered. Now, can Mr. DeLuca be a little bit brash at times? Sure, he can. But you know what? It's for your own good or my own good. Some things are better left unsaid. And when I say that, there's a learning curve with everything you do, and you can't be held by the hand all the time and expect somebody else to do the work for you. You have to take control at some point in time and expect the best out of yourself. And that's one of the greatest attributes I've learned from Thomas, and that's why I feel like Bitcoin funding team can last for a very, very long time, guys, because he has a vision, because he has the business experience. And let's face it, guys, what we're doing is a business. It's a business, and it's, best said thing I've heard all day was when a guy told me this motto or this platform fits business people, because businesses need customers or businesses need people to make businesses run. And I got to tell you guys, that's the way I treat the Bitcoin funding team. It's a business, and I'm bringing people into my business to help them learn their business, and we'll grow as a team, guys. So That's what I really think. That's how I feel about it, and that's why I'm here at Bitcoin Funding Team right now. So I'm going to shoot it over to you, John.
Perfect. Another question we get, we're almost done here with the questions, guys. I know we're hitting the top of the hour. Can somebody really make 84 Bitcoin per month, Eric? I mean, we get how many times, I was just with you, how many times do we have phone calls like that?
Oh, daily, two, 3, 4, 5 times a day. Yep.
And the reality of it is this. It's absolutely 100%. 84 Bitcoin a month. It goes right back to the power of 2. And Eric, I'm going to flip it right back to you again. Do exactly what you share with people.
Yeah. I just want to add into that, John. Guys, what I tell Jim a lot. Jim and I are always talking about how fun it is, and we dream about what's coming forward. Man, we can't wait till we get to that 84 Bitcoin or whatever. But here's what I always point out to Jim, and Jim will tell you. I always point out that, guys, think about this for a minute. You know what? If I don't make it to 84 Bitcoin this month, if I just make it to 20 or 25 Bitcoin this month, or even 10 or 12, those are life-changing numbers for all of us on this phone call, guys. I will promise you, if you start making 15, 12, 10, 25, 20 Bitcoin a month, that's a lot of money. That's life-changing numbers, guys. So, you know what? Can you really make 84 Bitcoin a month? You bet you can. And there's a lot of people on this phone call tonight that are going to do it. But the thing I like to say is, let's not get the horse in front of the buggy, guys. You know what? When you get to that first 5 Bitcoin, and then you jump to 10 Bitcoin, and then you jump to 15 and 20 Bitcoin, holy cow, guys, you're not going to be able to shut this train down. It's on the move, I'm telling you. So,
Eric,
hey,
I was going to chime in here. Yeah, I believe Thomas came in during the call, and so what I want to do is flip this over to Stan and Thomas to kind of bring it home. Remember, folks, this was promoted as a training call. There's no possible way that we can train in 20 minutes. Look at the amount of information that we just went through. It's all been recorded. We're doing this call again in exactly 1 hour, okay, 9 o'clock Central. But I want to flip this over to Stan and Thomas. They can cover whatever they want to bring this call home.
Well, this is Thomas. I'm going to step in before Sam. I just want you to just listen to the call you have. You have some amazing gentlemen here. You really do. That's a team, and they're amazing, and there's a lot more people on here. You got the help. You got the team. We built this for the long term. Yes, I have a very good business background in understanding things. We took a look at this thing. We made it lean. We made it mean. We made it fast, and it's going to change lives quick. You heard a couple of the rumors out there. Our software is solid. We have a full-time, top-of-the-world programmer who has this in his hands. And can there be a hiccup? Yes, there's going to be hiccups. The whole world is full of hiccups, okay? Can something go up, go sideways? It could, but we got a person on hand that will fix it. It's running flawlessly. A couple little teeny things with emails. It's brand new. It's 3 days old. But we have a full-time, top-of-the-world, first-class program board. Let him do that part. Let's go do our part. You just heard some amazing gentlemen, and these are just part of this team. They're coming in from all over the world. We built it. What's the name of this thing? Bitcoin Funding Team. We become a team. Yes, those numbers are really achievable. Yes, there's a system. We have some of the best trainers in the world. You can have all the help in the world. All you got to do is reach out. We'll take care of the other end. We're going to keep it running forever. Because you know what? We want to change some lives. We're here, and there's a lot of people that know each other from all walks of life. I'm meeting people I haven't met in 20 years giving us calls. I know some people that need it to survive. I know some people that need it to retire. We got a platform, people. This is a platform, but it's also your platform. Because inside of this, we're the administrators of the platform. But you're creating the funds to be able to take care of all the things you want in life. And you just got a small taste of these amazing gentlemen. They're here for you. They're experts. They know what they're doing, and they cared because they want to show you to follow directions, because that's all it's ever been. Follow directions. The system will take care of itself. The system It's going to walk you through it. One time, leverage $100. Yes, you can leverage it in 84 Bitcoin because it's not that high. We brought the numbers down. Leverage level 3 alone can take care of a lot of bills. That's over 4.2 Bitcoins. That's over $4,200 a month. And what's there to get there? Hardly any. I'm going to give it to you, one of the best trainers in the world. I want to let you talk to San Warren Nix.
Stan, are you there? Or are you muted?
Can you hear me now?
I can. Take it away, Stan.
All right. Thank you so much. Eric, Thomas, Jim, John, you guys, super teammates. You're part of the dream team, you guys. I mean, they say that you save the best for last. I don't know if that's true, but here I am batting at the end of the call here. But we didn't finish the questions, and I know you guys have been through a lot of questions and stuff tonight and answers, but I want to make sure I come in and I complete this like I was given the assignment to do. What do I need to do now to help fill the matrix? Look, you just got to do your part. You got to bring in your two. Look, two people that trust you. We done said it too many times over and over, but we already know what the situation is. You go from deal to deal expecting a different result. If you come here with the same thing that you did in the last deal, guess what? No matter how prolific these guys are and how great they are to bring the team, don't expect the spillover. That's when you set yourself up for success. Every individual on this call has an opportunity to build their legacy, and it starts with you. I don't care if you started from day one or if you come in here 2 years later, it's still going to start with you. Now, you might be blessed to have an Eric, a John and Jim and some Thomases on your team, but guess what? You don't need that. All you need is two people. Stop trying to make it the same thing you were doing over there. We want to change that here. How are we going to change that? We're going to give you the tools that you need. We're going to set you up with training. If you know that you're weak, don't pretend because you've been in here for 30 years that you know what you was doing, because if you did, you wouldn't be here. You're looking for something and you need help. Now you have the team. Now you have the system. And let me tell you guys, if you just get plugged in, the system works. It's simple and it's built to last. One thing you got to have faith. All the other stuff, you walk by faith and not by sight. The race isn't given to the swift. It's given to the one that endureth to the end. You have to finally make a decision whether you're going to really plant your flag. There's nothing wrong with having multiple baskets, but you have to establish a basket. Why not establish it with a team, with a system, and with the process that is here built for your success? So you guys, I got to go to another call, and I got to be on another call. But I just want to make sure my next question is, how many levels do you anticipate filling with the team that is assembling, saying in the next 4 to 6 weeks? Look, I anticipate life-changing, life-altering income like never before. If I told you what I do and where I'm doing it at and how much I'm making, why would I take time out to come here and play with Bitcoin? Because of my belief and faith in something that I know is going to change a lot of lives. It doesn't take much to have success here. One person can put you back in profit. In business, that's unheard of. Most people have to go through 8 years in their business before they can get out of the red. Guess what? You can do it here from day one, but you got to continue to work with your team. Get plugged in. Make sure there's no secret here. We do have an open group for anybody to get into. It's the Facebook Bitcoin Funding Team. Facebook. Go in there, get in, make sure everybody is on the same marching orders and the same level of communication. We want to connect to everybody from the top to the bottom. Make sure you're connecting to these major players and even the smaller players here, because this is where your legacy is going to be built. Now, make sure you get your wallet set up. And I heard him talking about, I think it was John or Jim was talking about your wallet. Now, I had somebody tell me your wallet should be your Coinbase is your checking account and your blockchain is your savings account. Now, however you want to set it up, you need those two. You need to get those two, like he said. So when you guys get off this call, make sure you go ahead and do what the captain said. So I'm just going to bow and take it out, and so I can get on to my next training and be here ready for this one. I want to turn it back over to you guys. Eric, are you there? Or was that John?
Yeah, I'll grab it, Stan. Thanks a bunch.
Okay.
We're gonna call it a wrap. You've got 55 minutes to get all of your members, the Bitcoin funding team that were not on this call.
All right, there you have it. There was a ton of information on that call. Like you said, have you checked what Bitcoin is today? I just ask you that. Those of you that are watching this particular video with me here, you are either already with the Bitcoin funding team or you're somebody looking for more information. If you are already on the Bitcoin funding team, then this will help you to satisfy your mind that you're with the right team, you're with the right system. This is a simple system if you follow the system, but you have to follow the system. Let me ask you this before we go. Can you follow instructions? Those of you that are not in yet, those of you that are sitting on the fence, can you follow instructions? Next question, do you have about $100 to start? Next question, do you have 2 friends that think like you do? And each of those have 2 friends with that same mindset. If the answer to those 3 questions were yes, then this may just be for you. I'd urge you to get back with the person that shared this video with you, or get with me if you have any other questions. Let's get you signed up today. What do you say? This is I'm telling you, I'm just without words. This thing is going to go gangbusters here in just the very next few days. Let's get in here. Get in and join with us. Be a part of this team. All right? Talk to you later.